Hello, everyone. It's Charlton. There was an explosion at a medical office building in Aliso Viejo, California, which is south of Los Angeles. This happened around 1 o'clock California time, which would be about 5 o'clock here on the East Coast. So it happened about 7 or 8 hours ago, but I just saw the first reports of it. One woman was killed and three others were injured. And it's being, initially, they weren't sure if it was just a gas explosion or something accidental, but right now it is being probed as an intentional act. And as it progresses, it looks more and more like it was, it's set up as a crime scene. There's a massive police presence. The ATF is there, the FBI is there, as well as I think it's Orange County Police who's leading the investigation. So there is a few reports on it. I'll show you. No identities have been released. It's a medical office building on 11 Marablu in Alyssa, Alyssa, geez, um, Alyssa Viejo, California. So, this is the Google Maps of it. I'm not sure which side of the building was blown off, and there's some photos from inside what I think appears to be like a day spa. I think there's also a dental office in there that wasn't affected by the explosion, but there's witnesses that were literally in like a dental chair when it exploded. Witnesses described something that felt like an earthquake. It seems as though it was a massive explosion, and they're not sure. One reporter is talking about it possibly being delivered there, either through the postal service or some delivery service or hand delivered, but they're also not sure, given the nature of the explosion. It blew the entire wall out, like the brick facade on the exterior, where the bomb was, completely got blown out. And so there's photos of that from the outside as well as from the inside, and that's how the timestamp of the photos from the inside is around 105. So, like I said, one woman was killed, three others were injured, and it's not clear how badly the three that were injured. Now, and let me show you this. This shows you some of the photos from the inside as well as the outside. Actually, yeah, I'll show you both quickly.
On the security camera inside of the medical building where the explosion happened says 1:05 p.m. The ceiling is collapsed. Framed pictures on the walls have fallen. This is what it looks like after the blast. Video from 11 Marablu shows a fire and smoke coming from the building. Witness Mary McWilliams saw two women walking out dazed and burned.
And saw two women come out full of blood, hair singed, just glass stuck to their hair, glass stuck to their bodies. Their skin was burnt and peeled back.
Federal officials, the ATF and FBI, have now arrived at 11 Marablu. Orange County Sheriff's officials classify the area as a crime scene. When asked about a cause, authorities say anything is possible. They ruled out earlier reports that a car crashed into the two-story medical office. Deputies tell us it's too early to say whether the explosion was caused by a bomb or a gas leak or something else. This woman that once looked normal, like the building to the right of it. And now, of course, after the blast, it looks very, very different. So again, to confirm, one person has died here inside, close to the source of that explosion.
See the exterior?
We see insulation and other building materials exposed there. One person earlier, it was actually an official, described it as a construction site, but really we then were able to confirm that in fact this was a building that once looked normal, like the building to the right of it. And now, of course, after the blast, it looks very, very.
Okay, and let me play you some other footage.
that they believe this was intentional. They believe a bomb was somehow transported to this professional building in Aliso, Viejo, perhaps through the mail, perhaps through a delivery service, or perhaps hand delivered. And that was the source of this giant explosion in a downstairs office inside the building midday today. And as we've been reporting, that killed one person and injured two or three others. The investigation is focused on, obviously, who the target of that explosion was. We're told from other officials in different agencies who are not authorized to speak publicly at this point that they believe that there is a history of reports to law enforcement, possibly of threats, that preceded what happened today. That's the very latest we have. We're continuing to pursue every bit of information we can, and we'll bring that to you when we have it. Live in the newsroom, I'm Eric Leonard. Back to you.
Hey, Eric, do we know if the U.S. Postal Service inspectors are involved in this at all at this point?
Anytime there is a investigation where something might have been sent through the postal delivery service, yes, they get involved. The federal officials that we've spoken with today have told us
so powerful that it rocked the foundation that caused this entire building to be red tagged, that this explosion was no accident, that this was intentional. Again, the explosion so strong that it rocked the foundation of this two-story medical building. Just into our newsroom, we got some new pictures from inside of that building. Again, this is Marablu on the corner of Marablu and Pacific Park. 11 Marablu is the actual
That's
address.
the
We
exterior
think that
wall
there's a
right there
dental
that's
office
blown
in there,
out, I
as well
believe.
as a beauty
That's
day
the
spa.
outside.
But you can see the photos just into our newsroom that this is exactly what authorities had described this to be. Debris absolutely everywhere. The entire side corner of one of the buildings here, a two-story medical building, completely just blown up. The doors and the windows, everything rocked inside that building. So we know that this explosion was powerful enough to cause a lot of damage. We do know again that the person who was killed, the one confirmed fatality, was inside the building at the time. The explosion strong enough to injure three people, two people. We don't know the extent of their injuries, but we know that one person did suffer smoke inhalation. But we're going to continue to talk with the officials here.
Okay, so there's not a lot more details other than what I just played for you, and this actually sort of contradicts what that individual was saying about the reports of warnings or to the police of threats, and I haven't seen that anywhere else. And in fact, it says here nothing indicates there were any threats made before the blast, which appeared to be concentrated in a suite on the first floor of the building, Sawyer said. And there is no specific person that authorities are searching for right now, he added. FBI spokesman Mike Gifford had earlier said there was no initial indication of terrorism in the facility. About 7 miles northeast of Laguna Beach. So, it's just all brand new. But they are investigating it as, being probed as intentional. And that entire area is marked off as a crime scene. So you got the ATF, the FBI, Orange County Police. I'd say there's something going on there. Huge, massive explosion. Felt like an earthquake. To wrap it up here, over at ABC, and this is the latest on it as of 9 p.m. all local times. That's California time. That's midnight here on the East Coast. That's just an hour ago. U.S. officials say deadly explosion at Southern California office building is being investigated as intentional act, and investigators believe the blast may have come from a package. One woman was killed and three others were injured during the Tuesday afternoon explosion at the medical office building in Aliso, Viejo. The official said the information was based on a preliminary investigation. Investigators said that they hadn't yet located an explosive device and were searching through debris. The official was briefed on the investigation but wasn't authorized to discuss the matter publicly and spoke to the Associated Press on a condition of anonymity. Anonymity. Hate that word. Agents from the FBI and Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives were at the scene. Sheriff officials said the size of the blast made it suspicious. All right, man. That's the story there. As soon as we know more, I'll let you know. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me a like down below. I'll see you in the next video. Later, man.